Hi guys, and welcome to this video where I'm going to go through how you can dominate your local market as a landscaper in the UK in 2025 going into 2026. So this is our client Freddie. He's 22 years old, runs a landscaping business in Sussex, and we've generated him over £100,000 in landscaping jobs. So I'm going to break down, the strategy that we've used to be able to do that. But I mean, to start with, I think so many landscaping companies are so confused on what strategies they should be, trying and utilizing, whether that's word of mouth, buying leads from these, lead gen providers, Checkatrade, Bark, MyBuilder, SEO, Google Ads, flyering, getting a new website, Facebook ads. There's so many different options, right? And it's a minefield out there with different people trying to drag you into, different directions. This is, the mindset that you should go into it with. Every single one of these strategies and every other strategy can definitely work. They can definitely work. They also cannot work at the same time. It's not about the platform or the method, it's about the strategy behind it. So word of mouth, a lot of businesses have grown to over £1 million a year in turnover just on word of mouth. So obviously this can work. Some businesses, they get all of their jobs through SEO. So obviously that can work. I hope you see the point that I'm making, that it's more so about, committing to a strategy, sticking to it long term, figuring out the nuances and, the different like small things that you're only going to learn by sticking with one strategy for long enough. So, what we specialize in for our clients is meta ads, Facebook and Instagram ads. And in this video, I hope to give you some insights on the strategy behind getting a Facebook and Instagram ad to perform and actually, generate revenue at the end of it. So this is an example of one of the ads that we've run for Freddie. So video ads, right? So video ads with Meta is what gets better quality leads. You're able to get your personality across, you're able to build up more trust, get your brand colors and logos in there to seem more professional, and it just attracts a better quality client. And then at the same time, you know, on Instagram Reels where these ads are going to be popping up, or Facebook Reels, you're competing for attention, right? What's going to get people's attention easier, a video ad or a just a static image ad, right? So I would highly recommend going down video ads. Image ads can definitely work, but this is way too cluttered, right? You like let's just looking at this image ad. It's got, three different call to actions. It's saying, you can go to the website, you can email us, you can call us, and the ad was probably saying, follow me, fill out a form as well. So you're confusing people. So in the ad, you only want to have one call to action that is, telling people what the next steps are. So in our ad, we have fill out the form below, and we're going to send you over a brochure. So you only want one call to action. And yeah, video ads build up way more trust. How you should be structuring your video ads is you should have a hook and then a body and then a call to action. The hook is what gets their attention at the start. The body is, explaining your offer, a bit about your process and your business. And then the call to action is telling them what to do, the next steps. Fill out the form below and we'll give you a call, something like that. So that's the structure that you should have in a video ad. And testing is so important. People say marketing is a 9-letter word for testing. It's all about testing. With video ads, the easiest way to test is by testing the hook. So you could make one body, right? And then one call to action, and then record 5 different hooks. And that hook can literally be, 10 seconds long. And then just from re-recording the hook, you're then going to end up with 5 ads for not much extra work, right? So split test your hooks, make your hooks address different pain points. So, for landscaping, is it that, they feel embarrassed about inviting people around for a barbecue? Is it that, it's just a constant eyesore and, when it's rainy, their garden just gets destroyed because it's not structured properly. Whatever that pain point is, you can address it in the hook to attract different people. So think of the pain points of your ideal client, convert them into hooks, and then, test those hooks. And you're going to end up finding an ad that is, resonating with people, and that's going to get leads at a low cost per lead. So I want to move on to, talking about the offer. So in terms of getting leads at a low cost, it boils down to two things. The creative, which is the image or video, which needs to get people's attention, and then the offer as well. The offer is so important. And if you, don't have a good offer, pardon me, no one's going to be interested. So just, a free quote offer isn't enough anymore. You need to spice it up a bit and actually, get people interested in what you're trying to sell. And in a given market, let's say obviously this is 100% of a market, there's only 3% of people that are ready to buy. These people that are ready to buy are, they're problem aware and they're solution aware. So, let's say you're selling garden rooms, right? And someone knows that they need extra space and, they've explored the different options like an extension, a garage conversion, knocking down a wall, and they've then ended up on the solution is a garden room. So they're problem aware and a solution aware. The type of ad that would resonate with someone that is solution aware, problem and solution aware, wouldn't resonate with someone who's only, let's say problem aware. They're not solution aware. So, you know, let's say someone is solution aware, a sales ad, a discount ad is going to appeal to that person. Someone knows they want a garden room. If they see, okay, I'm getting whatever the offer is, 15% off and let's say free underfloor heating, and they know that is going to fix their problem, a garden room, that ad is going to resonate with them, right? Versus, let's say, someone that is problem aware. So they know they need more space, but they don't know they want a garden room. If you tell them, we're going to give you 15% off an underfloor heating with a garden room, they don't give a shit, right? Because it doesn't resonate with them at the stage they're at in that buying process. So the point I'm getting across in a long-winded way is you need different offers to appeal to different people in the market at different stages throughout that buying process. So sales ads and discount ads are going to get those people that are ready to buy. But do you think that just going after the people that are ready to buy, do you think that's a long-term strategy to scale your business? It's not, right. You're going to burn through the market very quickly. So you need to be putting part of your marketing efforts, your budget, and your time into educational based ads that is, hitting different people in the market. It's hitting people that are, problem aware, but they're not solution aware. You're educating them on how your service solves their problem. And then guess what? When they are ready to buy and they see your, direct sales ad, they're going to go with your company because you've already educated them and nurtured them through this buying process when they weren't ready. So you want to be running two types of ads, direct sales ads and educational ads. What these educational ads can actually look like is brochures, making they're called lead magnets. I think, yeah, they're called lead magnets, right? Pack it full of value, educational content, and give this to people to download. And you're going to get leads at such a low cost. They're going to be good quality leads because they're not looking just for a discount. They're actually looking for more information and, the best quality, company. So when they are ready to buy, they're going to go with you. The result of this for our client Freddie from Taurus is that he spent, just under 4K in ad spend, and we got him 505 leads for £8 per lead. So you can see success with meta campaigns. You might spend a couple £100 and you be getting leads in, and then when you scale that ad spend, the cost per lead just skyrockets because the ad itself is targeting such a small percent of the addressable market. We've been able to scale the ad spend in this ad because we're addressing such a bigger market. We're promoting a brochure and a guide, giving out free value and educational content instead of just hammering sales offers. So that's a big takeaway that I want you guys to take from this video is the offer is so important, and structure your offers to different people in that buying process. The second part of how we've been able to get these results is by booking the appointments as well. So all of the leads that we've been generating, we've been calling them, qualifying them, booking them in for appointments. So all our client has to do is set the appointments. If you're looking at running, meta ads yourself, get a script in place where, you're asking open-ended questions, getting information out of people, finding out their budget, and actually making sure they're worth going out for your appointment. You need to be calling these leads within 5 minutes. Yeah, I've got a thingy here, picture here showing this. Speed to lead is so important. If you run ads and you're not calling your leads quick enough and then you're saying ads don't work, you're stupid, right? You need to call these leads within minutes to make sure that they're picking up, and then you're going to have a higher appointment rate. Look at this. If you call the leads after 5 minutes, there's a 900% decrease in contact rate. That's crazy. So you need to be calling them within minutes. That's how you're going to, squeeze the most juice out of the leads that you're getting. So, and then finally, I'd highly recommend having a CRM or lead management tool in place. We obviously use Go High Level. I think my granddad probably knows about Go High Level at this point. So I'd highly recommend Go High Level. If you aren't looking into, paying for a CRM software, in Meta, they have their own CRM, their own sales pipeline that you can set up. And I'd honestly recommending that to start with. If it's your first campaign, use that. You'll get notified when the leads come through on the Instagram app, or yeah, you'll get notified on the Instagram app when leads come through. Call them up straight away, ask them questions, book them in for appointment. If you have a good creative and a good offer, you're going to get leads at a low cost per lead. Call them up as quickly as possible, qualify them, book them in for appointments, and then use Meta's CRM. You can, if you just Google Facebook CRM, you'll be able to find it, and you can use that internally to drag the leads from, new lead, booked appointment, no answer, closed job, etc. And yeah, hope you guys got value from this video. Thanks for watching, and more to come. Cheers.